Welcome back everybody to another video, and today what we're going to be creating is using my main ingredient, which is the sweet potato. Okay, what we're going to make is Japanese cabbage rolls. That's what we're going to make today. And remember, just the last video we made the pepper steak and we put that Japanese cabbage in there. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. We're going to make some cabbage rolls with this. Okay, and we are going to boil it. I just wanted to show you all the ingredients that we're going to use for it. We're going to boil this a little bit, and then all the vegetables that we're going to use too. I'm going to show you all of that. Okay, so first of all, the meat. And that's what we're going to do just in a minute. Just in a second here, we're going to go ahead and put all the spices in the meat. Okay, but in the meat, I'm going to start off with what I'm going to be putting in there is raisins, golden raisins. We're going to put a little of that in there. Okay, and then salt, just, your preference. Just kind of put some dashes in there of salt. And then we're going to be using panko breadcrumbs. Okay, don't worry about the measurements because I'll put them up there for you guys. And then we're going to use onion powder. Okay, and then we're going to be using curry powder. Okay, and we're going to use garlic powder, and then we can use ground ginger, but we're also going to be using fresh ginger and a ginger stir-in paste. We're going to be using that. So it's when you do put this ginger in the meat, you really can substitute and not put it in there if you have fresh ginger. And sometimes I don't have the fresh ginger, but I do have it on hand this time. So you might not have to use this if you have the fresh ginger. Okay, and then we're going to use smoked paprika. Okay, we're going to put that in there, and we're going to use Mrs. Dash onion and herb, Mrs. Dash lemon and herb. Okay, and McCormick peppercorn medley. We're going to use a little of that in there. Okay, those are like the spices that we're going to put in for the meat. Okay, now we're going to do vegetables in the meat, and I had just showed you my sweet potato. So we're going to put my main ingredient in there, and I chopped it up like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to pre-cook these a little bit because we're putting them into raw meat. So we want them to be soft and edible. Okay, and then we're going to put some red onions and white onions. We're going to put red onions and white onions. That's what those look like. Don't worry about the measurements. And then, like I said, fresh ginger. We're going to use some fresh ginger in the meat, okay? Because we have a sauce to make too. We're going to create a sauce. And then fresh garlic. We're going to actually saute the fresh garlic with the onions, okay? With the onions. We're going to saute it together. And then we're going to use fresh herbs. We're going to use some fresh parsley, okay? This is all going into the meat, okay? And then we're going to use our Italian herbs. Okay, we're going to use those. And also the same brand for our ginger we're going to use. Okay, the same brand for our ginger. And this is a stir-in paste ginger. So this is good for sauces. So we're going to use this for our sauce. Like I was saying, if you have the dry ginger, go ahead and put that in your meat. But for the sauce, we're going to use this for sure. We're going to use this for the sauce, okay? And also, let me go back to the meat. We're also on the meat, I'm actually going to put some pineapple in there too. Yes, I am. I'm going to put some pineapple in there. And we got the ginger, we got the garlic, okay? So now the sauce, what we're going to put in the sauce is roasted garlic. Okay, this organic one, the same one I use for spaghetti, that I use for a lot of things. Same one. And then we're going to put in some low sodium chicken broth. So reduced sodium organic chicken broth. We're going to put that in. We're going to put a little white wine in there for the sauce, for the flavor. but this kind of gives that zingy lemon flavor. Is this ginger right here? That's will do it for the sauce. And then we're gonna put some chili sauce in there. This is for our sauce, and then we're gonna put some tomato paste. You know, because we wanna we want to make it into a sauce. We don't want it real thick, but we don't want it real runny either. So we want it to, you know, they're cabbage rolls. You know, and I don't know, some people make them the way they want to make them. You know, with a runny sauce. But we kind of want it to, you know, so you can like taste the sauce and taste the cabbage and the meat, the mixture that you got inside, and all the veggies and everything. You want to like taste everything and not drain it with sauce or have a runny sauce. So, and the olive oil, of course, is for sauteing. We're going to do that with those onions, the garlic, and the herb. And then, like I said, we're going to do these as well. We're going to boil these a little bit so that they'll be soft, so we can just, you know, pull them off of there, pull these leaves off of there, so they'll be, you know, soft enough for us to fold them up. And so, like I said, the sweet potatoes, we're going to just pre-do those a little bit too, you know, just to combine them to the meat. And then after that, you know, we'll go ahead and get that going. So let's get started with the mixture now, with the spices. Let's put them in. Okay, first of all, we don't have to do the raisins right now. First of all, we'll just start with the spices. So we're going to put a little salt in there, okay? So your preference, you can use sea salt or regular salt, you know, just not much. So it's like sprinkles, dashes. It's not like, you know, say, oh, a tablespoon, a teaspoon, or whatever. Who's going to put a big tablespoon? So you just first do the salt and just kind of mix it in the meat by itself, just the salt. Okay? And then these don't have to be in any kind of certain order. Onion powder, let's put some in. So you notice that these are like dashes. And then I'll put those measurements up there for you guys. Okay? Get that in there. Okay? Alright, and then we're going to put in some curry powder. Dashes. Everything's dashes for right now, for this. So there's a little of that in there. A little curry powder in there. Okay. I guess I should move those out the way, what we did. Okay. And then we're going to put in some garlic powder. See, even though we got garlic going on, we're going to put garlic in the meat as well. But just to, you know, just a dab. And like I said, the same thing kind of goes with the ginger thing. So just a little, not too much. Because we're going to cut up fresh garlic. We're going to cut up fresh garlic and put it in here. Okay? And then, see, here's our ginger. Like I said, I think we really could just omit this, you know, unless you don't have the fresh. That's what I'm saying. Then you would put that in there. But we could just kind of leave that one out. Paprika, smoked paprika. Put a little of that in there, okay? A little bit of that. A couple of shakes. Don't worry about the measurements. We'll combine it to be something there. Alright. Mrs. Dash, onion and herb, okay? Oh, it's time to get some more. I use that a lot. I use that a lot. On a lot of my dishes, I use that. Lemon and pepper. Kind of use that one a lot too. Alright. And what do we got? Peppercorn medley. Yeah, you definitely want to do this, and you want to... I have it on the first notch. And you probably want to keep it on the first notch and just grind maybe this, you know, these many times, you know. Just enough to get it kind of... Okay. Now, just kind of combine that up. And also what goes in here too as well is 1 egg, your preference, white or brown, one large egg we're going to put in there, along with the panko breadcrumbs. We're going to put those in right now. And I could tell you now, I just kind of looked at it and the meat and said, oh, you know, it needs about this much. So it's what, 1/3 cup of the panko. We can go ahead and put that in there now. Okay, just kind of combined it up. Okay, and see, when we saute the onions and everything, so it'll be in its own juice, you know, and then we're going to put it in the meat. Okay, so we won't be putting it in there raw. I was thinking of just, you know, putting the garlic in here, putting it in raw. No, I think we will saute it with those onions, and then we're gonna, of course, we're not gonna cook the pineapple. We're gonna fold that in there. You know, we're gonna do that, and then, like I said, the sweet potatoes. Let me show you guys what it looks like here. Well, it doesn't look like anything until you mix it all up and stuff. And then, you know, just continue to do that. Okay, there. You know, till you kind of see the panko breadcrumbs kind of vanish into the meat. Okay, like that. And so, that's it for right now. So, when we come back, we'll switch this out. We've already done that. We're going to put the egg in there. Let me put it in now so you guys can see. I'll put the egg in now. That way you guys can. Because after we mix this up, it's going to be, the mixture is going to be like a sticky mixture to go inside the cabbage. So also what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some all-purpose flour on our cabbage after it's boiled, and we start rolling them up. We're going to do that, the flour, so that it will make the meat kind of stick together, so it'll hold together. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, looks good. So when we come back, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead, boil our cabbage. Did I mention about the broth? This is for the sauce, and this is for the sauce. The wine's for the sauce, and this is for the sauce and the paste. If I didn't mention it to you, I did. I think I did. We're gonna put some sauce, because that's how we're gonna make the sauce so it could be a sauce. Is using this broth, you know, and to thicken it up, we're gonna use the paste. Well, like I said, not a whole lot. So stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll have our sweet potatoes boiled, our cabbage will be boiled and ready for us to roll them up. Okay, so stay tuned. See you in a few minutes.